Good morning and welcome back to The Final Cut, your daily pulse in horror. I'm Travis, coming to you from the aftermath of Hysteria Fest, and we're already knee deep in Fantasia coverage. Once again, look out for our interviews with Sam Fox and the team behind her new short, Open Wide, plus deep dives into two standout genre films, Hold the Fort and Hellcat, that we'll be diving into later this week. But first, let's crack open today's top headlines. All right, first up, remember that viral slasher short from 2023, Diced? It's now a full-blown feature and it's coming for your neck. Jeremy Rudd's Diced Reloaded hits theaters August 8th and VOD August 12th via Epic Pictures Dread label. Set in 1980 Seattle, the film follows Benny, a killer who escapes an asylum on Halloween, dons a scarecrow mask, and begins a vicious new spree. His target? Cassandra, a young woman unknowingly caught in his sights. Eden Campbell from Fear Street stars, and the trailer teases plenty of grit, neon, and pure slasher carnage. Rudd says he wanted to channel that raw 80s and 90s slasher energy with modern brutality, and from what we've seen, Diced Reloaded delivers. So, my question for you guys is, who's your all-time favorite final girl, and what makes her unforgettable? Let me know your answers in the comments ahead. Next up, think Alien is sci-fi? Nature did it first, and it's grosser. New articles are resurfacing the nightmare world of parasitoid wasps. Yes, those real-life creatures that inspired the xenomorph. These wasps inject eggs into hosts. That larva hatch, eat the host from the inside, and emerge once the body's been drained. Sound familiar? Some species even zombify their prey, like the jewel wasp, which hijacks a roach's brain and leads it home to be eaten alive. Evolutionary horror is already happening right outside your door, and it's more terrifying than most fiction. Here's what I'll ask you guys. If you had to base a horror script on a real insect or animal, what would it be? Give us your answers in the comments ahead. And finally, from Succession to supernatural dread, Abbass is set to star in one of Fantasia's most buzzed about films, The Shelter. Directed by Moroccan filmmaker Talal Salami, this psychological horror centers on Layla, a Syrian pianist turned caregiver in Paris, haunted by ghosts of her lost family and the memories of war. Set entirely within an ornate apartment filled with colonial relics, the film blurs lines between trauma, memory, and the supernatural. Abbass says the script moved her deeply, calling it a raw, universal story that explores exile, grief, and haunting through a deeply human lens. This one's shaping up to be an emotional sledgehammer, and we're in. My question for you is, what's a horror film that made you feel something long after the credits rolled? Give me those answers, more than one if you got them, especially if it's a new one, in the comments ahead. Today's take: horror is evolution, not just blood. If today's headlines tell us anything, it's that horror continues to evolve. From Diced slasher throwbacks to The Shelter's grief-soaked dread, and even nature's own terrifying mechanisms, horror isn't just about scares, it's about transformation, survival, memory, control, and yeah, sometimes it's just about a dude in a mask slicing people up to synth beats. Either way, we're in for a great era for the genre. So, now it's your turn though. Let me know, first off, who's the final girl GOAT and why? Next, what's your dream horror film based on animal or real phenomenon? And third, what's the last horror movie that haunted you emotionally? Sound off in the comments. Let me know some responses on Spotify or YouTube. And if you're listening to the episode on Spotify, definitely make sure you answer today's Spotify poll question. That's it for today's episode of The Final Cut, your daily post in horror. Once again, we've got Fantasia coverage rolling all week long, interviews, reviews, and exclusives. So make sure to follow us at HMUNCUT. Follow me personally at Travis Nyquil with an extra L at the end on all those social platforms. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify. And of course, if you love what we're doing, you want to support the show, make sure you hop over to Patreon. Once again, big shout out to Paul, Tana, the crew over at Hysteria Fest. Shout out to all the supporters. Till tomorrow, you guys know the drill. Keep the lights on.